Welcome to Goldmine of Your Mind television program. The greatest resource we have on this life journey is our mind. This program teaches you how to tap into the power of your mind to achieve your dreams. Marcus Aurelius said, "If anything is possible for any human, it is possible for you too." Join us every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. on Faith World TV, channel 589. This program may change your life for good. Let me introduce the producer, Ayo Benson on Larry. He is the author of the best-selling book, Goldmine of Your Mind. He is the CEO of NBC Consults, a coaching and consulting firm helping entrepreneurs build prosperous businesses. He trained as a chartered accountant, but his passion is helping entrepreneurs change the world through his excellent services. He is an accomplished master coach, transforming people's lives rapidly. He has helped thousands of businesses through his coaching, consulting, books, seminars, webinars, articles, radio, and TV programs. He is a sports enthusiast. Ayo Benson Olariwaju, FCCA, FCA, MBA, CEO, NBC Consults Limited.
Welcome to Gold Mine of Your Mind. This is a program where we share insights on how to tap into the powers of your mind to get whatever you want in life. You are able to do extraordinary things when you know how to collaborate with your mind to do extraordinary things. From there, you go out there and live a purposeful, happy, and fulfilling life. Today, I'm talking about my favorite topic, leadership in business. And I am extraordinarily excited today for one reason. I've brought a guest. I've been circulating this on social media since Monday. This is an important guest because I've already shared with you on this program that I don't claim to have monopoly of knowledge, but my dream, my mission is to impact at least 100 million people's lives, and in doing so, it's impossible for me alone to do that. So once in a while, I bring in powerhouses to come and share their insights, share their business experience, share their life experiences as well, so that you can take something away from this program and transform your life as a result. Today, my guest today um, is an extraordinary human being. And the reason why I'm fascinated by him is, he transformed from being a former colonel in the army to becoming a powerhouse of CEO doing extraordinary things. I want to do justice to his introduction, so therefore I'm gonna read it. You know, permit me because I'm getting older. My memory is not as good as it used to be. So I'm going to read it because I want to do justice to his profile. So here we go. Stephen Windmill is an enterprising business leader who offers a unique combination of experience encompassing military, that's what I'm interested in, government, private and public sectors. His rich experience managing complex businesses, investor funding, and strategic relationships have served instrumentally in executing strategic business development and turnaround plans, achieving future focused alliances globally. Career background as a soldier, I've already given that away, in the British Army, progressing through a triumphant career to COO of Europe's largest change program worth, wait for it, 18 billion pounds. 18 billion pounds. That's billion with a big B. And if you translate that to dollars, that's 26 billion Without further ado, let me introduce this incredible powerhouse of solutions he sought after time and time again to go deliver winning results. Help me to welcome Stephen Windmill. How are you, Stephen?
Nice to meet you at last.
Okay, fantastic. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, I do apologise for looking a little uncomfortable. I've had a really bad trip getting here today. So I'm trifle warm.
That's okay. That's why you are a great leader, because people try to hide when something bad happens. They try to hide. What I've learned is let it out there. Let people know what has just happened, and that's
Absolutely.
just what you've just done. Fantastic. Let me fire the first question at you. Okay.
Go for it.
You are a man of many parts. I'm conscious that we really have limited time today, but please make it short, but make it punchy. Tell us a little bit about you and your top 3 accomplishments.
Okay, let's list out the 3 accomplishments first.
Great.
And then we'll talk about a little bit about the mindset that led them to happen. Okay.
Great.
First of all, you've already mentioned that it's probably my greatest financial and most complex program. £18.6 billion, and it was a combination of 51 mergers and acquisitions. 51 simultaneous or nearly simultaneous mergers.
Wow.
And then smashing those 51 together to create 6 new businesses with 23,000 staff. And there's a mixture of construction, demolition, refurbishment, the need for hotel accommodation, and much else.
Wow.
And it carried with it around £2 billion worth of risk and roughly £2 billion worth of real estate development. That's number 1. Number 2, roughly 2 years after I thought I'd left the army, I received a little round letter which basically ordered me back into uniform and sent me out to Iraq to work as the head of plans for the NATO mission out there. And that was 3 weeks after I got the letter, to the day.
Wow. How do you prepare mentally for that?
I spent a lot of time running around over Christmas. But while I was out there, a couple of things happened which I won't go into any detail, but it brought me to the attention of the Iraqi Prime Minister and his very, very clever deputy, Dr. Malafak Rubai. And I got asked to write a military training exercise for the whole of the Iraqi security forces. So the army, the navy.
You say that 200,000 strong?
200,000 strong, including the running of their. I was the chief constable for all of their police, the chief of police for their border police, head of the Ministry of the Interior, head of the Ministry of Defence, and head of the army.
Okay.
All in one go.
Steven, because I want my viewers to get as much out of you as possible. So let's jump on the third one. I'll jump onto the third one, which is, it's going back a long way now, but it's one of the ones I'm very, very proud of. And back when I was very young and only needed to shave about once a week, I was invited to join the Secretary of State for Employment's Special Task Force. Okay.
And the Secretary of State had this idea that the Department of Employment, now that's gone, but it's part of Department for Works and Pensions, but it was to look at what could the Department of Employment do to help businesses, every business in the country, become more dynamic, to improve their performance. And
I'm interested in that in particular.
Okay, well, we wanted 60 pilot programs to try different techniques. And for reasons that I don't understand, Of the 60, 30 of them were mine, and the other 30 were shared by about 5 other people. And these companies ranged from 10-man sized employee companies to companies with 1,000 employees. And that program at the time was called the Business Growth Program, and it later became revamped and called the Investors in People Program, IIP. That is now being used, last time I looked, in 34 countries.
Yeah, I know about Investor in People.
Okay, well, I am one of the inventors of that program.
Fantastic. Now, because what's most fascinating about what you do is you go into a business and then, not small business, large, entities, and you go in there and they're struggling, and then you turn them around and then you move on.
Yes.
That's incredible. Now,
I do take a very big check at
yeah, you
point.
take a big picture at the end.
No, very big check.
So what I want you to share with my viewers at home is to, when a business is struggling, be mindful that, perhaps most of those businesses are small businesses, and I'm aware that, the solutions that you apply to a bigger entity may not smoothly work with a smaller one, though there are general themes and principles that will work. Can you share with my audience what can they do if their business is struggling to turn things around as quickly as possible?
Okay.
Before we go on break.
There's a few standard things that work for every business in that scenario. First off, you stop spending money. Just stop.
Stop spending
Just
money.
stop. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you make sure that not a penny goes out that doesn't need to be spent, and it must be spent now. So you take very tight control of the money.
Take tight control of the money. What's the next thing they need to do?
Okay, well, that's the number one.
That's number one.
Straight in, stop spending. Number two, starting to get a little more cerebral, it's looking at the cost. Where's the money being spent?
Where are you spending money in your business? Are you spending money to do the right thing, or you just spending money? Yeah?
Correct.
Yeah.
But making sure it's the right thing, not what you're doing by habit, and that's stage 3. Stage 3 is testing all of the assumptions. And lots of people make assumptions about what they're doing and how they're doing it without thinking about them. This is the way that their predecessor did a job. This is the way my father used to do it. They don't challenge what they're doing and how they're doing it. And if I have a skill at all, that skill is in identifying when people have made an assumption.
Yeah.
And then challenging them on it.
So they make the wrong, when they make assumptions, because at some point in business we've got to make assumptions, right? It's about making the right assumptions, isn't it?
No, it's more about. Short answer is yes, you're right, but it's only part of the answer. There are assumptions that you've made consciously. I must buy my goods from, I don't know, Watford, because for whatever reason, or I'm going to do this and do it this way because. They are conscious assumptions that you're making, but they're also subconscious assumptions that you don't know that you've made. So let's say it's not a firm that you've started up. Maybe it's one that you've gone into as a manager or as a member of staff. You've become a manager or director.
On subconscious assumptions, Stephen, you hold your thoughts because we're gonna go on a short break. Don't you go anywhere because there are even more gems of insights to come from Stephen. We'll be back in a few seconds. Join us and don't go anywhere.
At
Attention, business owners. Are you working 70 to 90 hours per week without results? Would you like to get exponential profits for your business working half the time? MBC Consults helps entrepreneurs build a prosperous business rapidly through coaching and consulting. Make more, work less using digital marketing. Your business will run like a well-oiled machine. Contact us on www.mbcconsult.com or 0793 950 0053.
Okay, welcome back. That's a very short one. Before we went on break, Stephen was talking to us about assumptions. Yeah, there are conscious assumptions, and we also have unconscious assumptions. Actually, not just in business, in life also.
Correct.
The challenge we face the most are those unconscious assumptions that we make, those unconscious actions we take, or inactions for that matter. That is the cause of most failures in business and in life, is when we just act on day-to-day basis on intuition without examining what we're doing. So Stephen will throw a bit more light on people making unconscious assumptions about their business. And by the way, I've got a seminar coming up on 29th of June. I call it How to Build and Run a Highly Profitable Business with One Strategic Move. One strategic move. And I'm gonna ask Stephen to come to that seminar on 29th of June to come and share with you how you can do business better. This is a man that has done billions and billions of projects, complex projects for that matter. So I'm gonna ask him offline. I'm gonna drag him to that seminar so that he will come and share his wealth of knowledge. But today you're just gonna get tip of the iceberg from him. So before we went on break, he was talking about unconscious assumptions that we make in business and in life. Stephen, please elaborate more on that.
Okay. In many respects, unconscious assumptions are cultural. There's the culture of society, or culture of a nation, culture of societies within that. But every business also has its own culture. And it becomes, this is the way we do things. This is our way of doing it. We have our rules and regulations. We have our staff instructions. We have our BS 5750 or ISO certification, which says we must do it this way. And they do. But it doesn't mean that when they wrote those work instructions, those standards, it doesn't mean that they were very good, or that the world hasn't changed since they were written and they're no longer effective, if they ever were. And like I started to say a minute ago, if I have a skill at all, it's in identifying assumptions and then, like balloons, sticking a little pin in and asking the right question.
You say you just mentioned some standard like ISO 9001, ISO 18001 and all that. There is value in them because it helps people have a sort of structure and then do things, examine them and audit them and then continual improvement. But people, they take it as their Bible, and then even when things are going wrong, they keep on doing more of the wrong thing. Yeah?
They do. And I will even challenge that they're necessarily a good thing for very long. This might sound like a digression, I don't mean it to be, but the humans are creative, inventive, and as soon as you have a set of rules which stop and close in and forbid creativity and innovation, then something's going to go wrong because the world will change at some point. I know not how, I know not where or why, but something will change and those rules will no longer work perfectly. And there'll start to be a degree of friction. And at some point, that friction will start costing money And then at that point, the profit margins are diminishing for that service or that product because the friction's been created by the very rules that are there inside the company. And that's what I do with the turnaround. It's to identify what are all those hidden assumptions.
And then when you've identified them, bring them out into the open, and then you address them critically. Because if you look at, companies struggling, it amazes me how one individual will just come into a company and just transform everything. Look at Apple. They were struggling for years and years before Steve Jobs came back, and boom,
within a couple of years,
it just transformed everything. Products, innovative products after innovative product, which is part of what I want to share with people at my seminar. That only one strategic move is all that you need to transform your business. I will reiterate that you must come to this seminar on 29th of June 2019. We're going to host it at Lancaster Gate Hotel. How you register is go to mbcconsult.com and go to the page that says seminar. Click on it, click on seminar, register. I have some early birds offer that you can register easily and at very, very minimal cost. And if you register, I'm going to give you thousands of pounds of resources, of courses that have already been produced and will transform your business for good. So I'm going to go back to Stephen to share with us what are the attributes of a good leader, not just a business leader, the attributes of a good leader, so that you put that in your pocket, and when you come to the seminar, we'll actually expatiate and break into workshops and then help you find the gem in your business you can't find yourself. Stephen, attributes of a great leader.
One, well, actually two.
Okay, two.
One is having vision.
Vision.
The vision about where and how things are going to happen, and the leadership communication skills to take the people and make them feel that the efforts they put in will lead to a better future for themselves. And that better future could be life becomes easier, it could be fame, it could be money. But they need to buy into a vision where it becomes personal to them. So a business leader needs to have the ability to have seen the future. And then it's not so much about giving prescriptive orders and directions and thumping the table. In fact, that's probably a sign of a failed leader. It's about creating disciples almost, people that look and listen and they think, wow, I want to be part of that. And then you've captured their brain power, their imagination and their energies. And you don't need to give instructions anymore. They will do what needs to be done. Your job then becomes more about coordination and keeping the vision alive during the rough times. And there will be rough times.
Is that the same as giving them the why of the business? Or the why? Why do you exist? Why does that business exist? Sell that vision to the team so that they buy into that vision.
It is in part. But that's the why needs to be expanded to include the you. The business is its people. Okay, if all the people walked out tomorrow, the business is dead.
Yeah.
So the business is the people. So it shouldn't be the why, the vision shouldn't just be about the business. The people have to see that they are getting.
What's in it for them?
I didn't want to use that expression because that sounds somewhat crass to me. It's more than sort of the hands of the people being out for money. It's like I said, it could be fame, it could be fortune, it could be an easier life. There is no simple answer. But once you've got that vision about what you're going to do and how your people will be better off once they follow your path, they will follow.
Okay, good. So, vision. Then the second one. And we have to be quick now.
Okay, I've touched
our
on
time
that.
is running out.
Communication.
Communication, vision, and communication. Now, if there is one advice for entrepreneurs out there or aspiring business owners, what will it be? One advice. You got 30 seconds.
Okay. Learn to communicate effectively. And I'll break that down into reading, writing, and presentation. Reading, because communication is a two-way street. Learn to read fast. I did a speed reading course that quadrupled my speed reading, and it took 3 days. 3 days full time. That's probably one of the best investments I've ever made in myself. Just 3 days on a course, and my reading speed went up from 500 words a minute to roughly 2,500 words a minute.
Because I know you've read thousands of books. I've interviewed Stephen for my leadership book, and I was blown away by the extraordinary ability of this man to consume information. Stephen, I think we have to end it there today. I'm really, really grateful for you coming to share your insights and your experience. Would you come back? Can you promise me?
Assuming I don't spend another 2 hours stuck on the tube, yes, I'd happily come back.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve, for sharing
you.
your insights and all the things that you've done. Viewers, we're gonna call it a day. Your mind is a gold mine. Use it, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.
Attention, business owners. Are you working 70 to 90 hours per week without results? Would you like to get exponential profits for your business working half the time? MBC Consults helps entrepreneurs build a prosperous business rapidly through coaching and consulting. Make more, work less using digital marketing. Your business will run like a well-oiled machine. Contact us on www.mbcconsult.com or 0793 950 0053. Attention, business